What's up, everyone? So in this video we're going to be reacting to a story in our archives. This story was done August 21st 2015. Note the date because the title reads "Widely Inaccurate Report About Kenyan Going Directly to the NBA." So it's quite saying in the past few days Kenya television stations have been replete with false reports about a Kenya basketball player by the name of Joseph Njuki being recruited to the NBA from the recruited to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. Top-tier news stations including KTN and NTV ran this story, as did numerous other Kenyan news outlets. So we could see Kenyan news just took this story and ran with it without even verifying. There's no way Kenyan can just go directly just from this league to the NBA. The NBA, you have to get to play a one and done college season so that you can be eligible for the NBA draft, or you have to play for the G League and declare for the NBA draft. You just don't pick the top team player here, you dump them, then you just say that you're going to join the team. It doesn't work like that. Maybe it works in high school or even in Kenya Basketball Federation, but not in the NBA. So we had a few media stations running with this story and peddling this fake story, and I'm gonna just let the clip play and just give my 2 cents on it later.
22-year-old Joseph Nderitu from Embu County has scooped a rare first, and that's after beating all odds to enlighten and also sign for the prestigious, States International Basketball Association, and that's Philadelphia 76ers. Towering at 6.6 feet, the youngster is proceeding to the prestigious 76ers to demonstrate to the world that Kenya has what it takes to compete in basketball, and that is internationally.
Since I joined Form 1, that was in 2009, 2010, basketball has been the first priority to me, starting from Form 1, as my teacher said, and my coach. Yeah, I moved on with basketball and school from the lowest level, let me say the district level, to the national level, up to the East Africa level, where I've been performing very well. And after high school, which is last year, I joined a team from Coast Region called KPA, actually the champions of the Kenya League now, and I've been doing well to this position, to this point, and I'm very happy about it. I'm going to explore and my dream will come true. That's what I believe. Every basketballer will wish to play in NBA. Me too, I hope and wish to play in NBA, but it's not easy, let me just say it.
22-year-old Joseph Nderitu from Mbere in Embu County has scooped a rare first after being enlisted in the prestigious United States National Basketball Association, Philadelphia 76ers. The former KPA basketball player becomes the first person countrywide to directly join such an internationally acclaimed sports association from school, having finalized his secondary education at Upper Hill High School only last year. In 2013, Nderitu was voted the most valuable player in the National Secondary School Games at Mangu and went ahead to become the MVP title, or rather to take the MVP title in the East African Regional Sports in Uganda. His well-nurtured basketball talent was spotted 4 years ago while in Form 1 at Wachoro High School. The towering 6 feet, well-built youngster hopes to demonstrate to the world he has what it takes to compete internationally. The young Joseph is set to fly out to the US to embark
Form 1,
on
as my teacher said, and my coach.
"22-year-old Joseph Nderitu from Kenyan Eastern Region scooped a rare opportunity after beating all odds to enlist with the prestigious American National Basketball Association, and will join the Philadelphia 76ers team. Joseph from the Kenya Ports Authority becomes the first person countrywide to directly join an international acclaimed sports association from school, having finalized his secondary education at Upper Hill High School last year.
Every basketballer will wish to play in NBA. Me too, I hope and wish to play in NBA, but it's not easy, let me just say it. It's the college and the training and the support you get from people that makes one play in NBA. As I may say, not everyone, even I don't think there is anyone who has ever played in NBA in Kenya.
His well-nurtured talent was spotted 4 years ago while in high school. His formative coach recalled how he personally marshaled his strength and talent to progressively improve his hitherto unknown basketball acumen to the level of scooping several firsts, both at secondary school tournaments locally and within East Africa region.
I'm using this opportunity to encourage young, talented youths and also challenge schools to try and nurture talent. We may not be very good in class, but we are all gifted in different ways.
Towering beyond 6 feet, the well-built youngster said he is proceeding to the prestigious 76ers club, a determined Kenyan youth, to demonstrate to the world that he has what it takes to compete internationally.
The fact that Kenyan sports journalists will think it was possible for a Kenyan player to go directly from secondary school basketball in Kenya to the NBA shows the lack of basic knowledge that Kenyan sports journalists, editors have about the NBA and how difficult it is to get in. To this day, Njuki's greatest accomplishment is that he was the MVP in the 2013 East African School Games. This is a tremendous accomplishment, but hardly enough to warrant a place amongst America's top college basketball programs, much less the NBA. So to put things in perspective, the African Basketball Championships featuring Africa top basketball teams is currently going on in Tunisia. This is way back in 2015. Whomever is voted the MVP of this tournament is still not good enough to play in the NBA. That fact alone should make the whole idea of Njuki going to the NBA very laughable. So journalists who closely cover the Philadelphia 76ers have refuted this story via Twitter. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is Keith Pompey on the Sixers. He's an close insider for the Philadelphia 76ers. So the Sixers, he's quoted as saying in his tweet, way back in 2015, the Sixers front office source said the team doesn't intend to sign Joseph Njuki, reported at 66 Kenyan. Reports saying they will are false. So luckily, Njuki himself seems to understand that the odds of reaching the NBA are somewhere between remote and impossible. That does not mean he should give up on basketball. Numerous basketball players have succeeded in the USA college basketball scene. Most have earned degrees and proceeded to become successful professionals, white-collar workers. A select few have gone on to pursue professional basketball in Europe, as we write Talongwe, who led the University of Louisiana Monroe in 2015, signed his first professional contract in Europe. This was way back in 2015. So this article is from 2015, just to reiterate. Njuki could use his predecessors as motivation to seek higher but realistic goals, but he should first speak to someone who can come clean and give him, Njuki, a close dose of the real situation, so that he does not end up with a lot of disappointment, because even the Sixers journalists are saying this is false. And it's funny how the major news outlets such as NTV and KTN didn't even do some research on this story. They just took this story and ran with it for clickbait. Even getting a full scholarship at any college may prove a tall order. Some Kenyans who went stateside on various sports scholarships ended up not getting their promises fulfilled. Some were dropped after 1 year. He needs to get the facts right as soon as possible. This is way back in 2015. If he is misled, he will become disillusioned with basketball and quit. Worth nothing also is that Njuki never played basketball until Form 1, when Coach Robert Nderitu, who was interviewed in the first video, unearthed him as a diamond in the rough and polished him to the point he was good enough to become the East Africa School Game MVP. There are many Njuki type players with raw talent all over Kenya waiting to be discovered. The earlier they are introduced to the game of basketball, the better, the more likely they are to fulfill their potential. So you can see this story, it was marred by false reports. You could see Keith Pompey came out. He's a Sixers journalist. He came out and said this is inaccurate information. And it baffles me. It really baffles me how the mainstream media just took this story and ran with it. This was way back in 2015. I saw these reports, and if you are not drafted among the 60 players in the first round is 30, the second round is 30. If I went and actually did some research on it, went back and checked, because this story was thrown to mainstream. When I went to check the initial draft order in the 2015 NBA draft, I didn't see this dude's name. So it's funny how Kenyans, especially that coach and the players, are not informed on how the NBA drafts. Even the best college prospects, not all of them get drafted. You have over 180,000 Americans. We're not even putting Africans in there. We're putting even American players who play stateside. 180,000, and only 60 get drafted. So having Kenya's mainstream media peddle this fake news at the time, it really baffled me. This happened about 7 years ago, and I just said, let me just shed some light, because this is something that will help us in the future, so that the upcoming basketball players don't get disillusioned and get fed this American dream, and not knowing the journey, not knowing how difficult it is to make an NBA team, or let's join an NBA team, even make the NBA draft, even declare for it, even being eligible to play college basketball. It's on a scholarship. They only give the best players to do it. So mainstream media were not faulted. They didn't even come back with a statement. They just took this story and ran with it without any clarification. And this is the same thing that they do even to this day. Mainstream media just checks into KBF game at the Nyayo National Stadium. They do not even check the league tables. They don't even check even to film even good quality game highlights. They just come in, do their thing. They just come in, record like 40 seconds of game highlights, interview the best player, leave. They don't even check to see how the games of the day panned out, because when you have such people doing this, they just go in and just take any story and run with it. So I don't know where this dude is. I don't know where, but if you want to reach out, you can reach out. And let's just get the facts straight, especially mainstream media. Don't peddle fake news, especially going into finding out that it was lies and spreading it to a lot of all people, especially with the fact that mainstream media reaches a lot of Kenyan homes. You cannot sell fake news, then don't even check even its validity or its credibility, and a lot of people are consuming it. So they have to be careful. Hopefully they learned their lesson at that time, because this is a story that was developing, and it's sad to see how mainstream media are just perusing through and not even fact checking all the data. They're just taking a story and running with it. So I just want to leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave this story at that, but it was amazing to me. I'll leave the whole article in the description box, so please be sure check it out. And this article is brought to you by kenyapage.net. So if you want to check archives on Kenyan on basketball or any other sport, please be sure to hit that site up. It actually helped me out a ton. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next upload. Peace.